What up? Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be recapping BMF Season 2, Episode 10. Since Goldie set him up to be robbed by Meech and Terry, Mike felt like he didn't need to pay for any strippers in the club. So Mike requested that either Goldie gives him Terry's and Meech info or pay $100,000 plus interest. But Goldie, she wasn't trying to hear him. She told him to go on and get out her club. So the new plan is to let Sam clean the money at the gas station, and Selena is going to let them use her beauty shop. So Marcus thought that this was a good day to mess with Kevin. He walked up to him and snatched his comics out his hand. Kevin let him know that I know you broke into my house. And this ended with Kevin taking a swing and then he missed, and then Marcus beat him up. Detective Bryant should have followed his first mind and enrolled Kevin into martial arts, basically. I mean, involving B. Mickey, I think it may have exacerbated the bullying situation since Marcus was only stealing from Kevin. I believe that more than likely Marcus was embarrassed that he got beat up by B. Mickey in front of his friends. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy that Kevin stood up for himself, though. After Charles gave B. Mickey his condolences, Terry introduced Poisonous Puss to the family. Lucille started going in on Long Tooth Auntie being too young for her son, and on top of that, Terry already has a woman who's pregnant with his second child. So I guess they out here tag teaming, and LaWanda comes to the table going in on Markeisha too. But Markeisha held on. And then eventually the ladies went their separate ways. Nicole obviously likes LaWanda to invite her when Terry told her not to. One thing about LaWanda, she just still hasn't learned that Terry don't want her, and he has moved on. Markeisha did have a point, though. I mean, LaWanda has had the same hairstyle for a minute, and I'm not saying she can't change her hair, but the timing of her changing it was a little suspicious. She was looking a little Markeisha-ish. I would like LaWanda to stop showing up at places where Terry and his family are and not expecting Terry to be there with another girl. I mean, don't put yourself in positions to get mad. And that's exactly what she's doing. So Lucille has more fashions, honey, more fashions. But anyway, Lucille, she was definitely on one. Terry's situation, I think it triggers her and it reminds her of the situation she has with Charles and Mabel and how Mabel helped break up their home. I wonder what the age of consent was in Michigan during that time. Because, I would have thought that she would have called the police on Markeisha since she's too old for her son. I knew it was going to be some mess when I saw Saint. Saint is one of Boom's crew members, and he came there to check on Markeisha to see if she was good. So Saint, he warned Terry to stay away from Boom's B, or he won't be getting around anymore. But Terry didn't take this threat seriously. He said F you and he left. As far as I'm concerned, Saint's real reason for being there was because he heard that Markeisha and Terry were messing around. I'm wondering, has he heard that Boom is a snitch? Why are you protecting a snitch? And since he is so concerned about Markeisha well-being, where was he when Boom was beating her upside her head? Lamar's so high, he's imagining seeing a clone of himself. The clone told him since everyone he loved is dead and it's his fault, all he needed to do was smoke the crack. Lamar listened and he smoked the crack.
You know what that does to you? Huh? It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells.
And then it was revealed that Alvin is the one that's feeding Lamar this information. I knew something was off when the clone said that it was Lamar's fault. We all know that Lamar doesn't take ownership for anything that he does wrong and that he blames everyone but himself. So Lamar is now depressed and he's smoking the crack. I'm wondering if he feels guilty and feels that Zoe hates him for what he did to her mom. Detective Bryant was shocked that K9 snitched on everybody except for Meech and Terry. He assumed that they had something on K9 as to why he wasn't talking. But anyway, Meech called and he wanted to meet up with Detective Bryant alone. So Detective Bryant, he actually told Jen about the meetup, but he did tell her that she couldn't come. So I guess he throwing a little transparency up in there, huh? I guess the little game that Detective Brian has been playing all season has ended, at least for B. Mickey, Terry, and Meech. I think that Detective Brian will look for other weaknesses in the organization or even other former members. I still have my eye on Dink and Hoop and the little boy Clay that they introduced this season. Some going on next season, I bet you. Meech's plan is to blackmail Detective Bryant into giving B. Mickey his scrap back in an hour. And if not, he was going to let Leander basically come forth as a witness in the abduction and murder of J-Mo. I actually thought that Meech popped Leander, but I guess he kept him around for reasons like this, and he's probably paying him to stay away.
He good.
Child, Charles is still trying to work it out. He done found this pastor that could possibly help them and guide them and counsel them. But Lucille's not interested because she's found her a divorce attorney. Divorce attorney? Where'd she get that money from? I'm like Lucille's family out in Ohio when she pulled up in Meech's Benz. Is Wendy's giving raises or something? I mean, I really thought that her and Charles was going to be that couple that broke up, but never officially got a divorce, but they moved on because they couldn't afford it. So I guess her sons are out here, at least one of them is financing this lawyer, huh? Lucille is over the fighting, and plus she don't like the example that they're setting for their children. On top of that, they haven't been happy in years, but Charles thinks that God is giving them a second chance now that all of his secrets are out on the table. But Lucille does believe that God is giving them a second chance, but not with each other. Charles is still struggling with this divorce thing, but Lucille is definitely ready for change. I can see it. She was walking differently. Her fashions are changing. I mean, divorce ain't always a bad thing. And in this case, I think it's a good thing. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful in some way. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on your notification for future uploads. Until the next video, see you when I see you.